Hey, John. Well, lawmakers were hoping to be able to regroup, find a new way forward, and move ahead this evening. But now they are all being told to head home as a group of hardline lawmakers remain at an impasse with President Trump about how they should be moving these bills through. Again, a lot of these hard members, they really want to make sure that they are banning that central bank digital securities, national bank digital currency. They have a lot of concerns about the national security aspects, about personal safety aspects. But at this point, Trump so far has said that he still wants that stablecoin bill to come to the House this week, which means that all three need to go separately instead of being combined. Republican leadership meeting with a number of lawmakers as well as senators this afternoon, but it seems that negotiations are going to have to go into tomorrow. Remember, the crypto industry, they were really banking on getting these bills done, and now it seems like everything is up in the air.
Hey, what's going on, bull runners? Welcome back to the channel. Buckle up because today's news is absolutely massive. The crypto world is moving faster than ever, and if you're not paying attention, you could miss out on game-changing opportunities that are reshaping how we use money. Imagine a world where sending money is as easy as sending a text message to a friend, where big banks like JPMorgan are jumping into crypto, and where global regulations are opening the doors for explosive growth. But here's the kicker. There is a hidden storm brewing in United States Congress that could shake things up for Bitcoin and beyond. The problem, the rules of the game are changing, and if you're not in the know, you might get left behind. And the solution is stick with me for the next few minutes as we break it all down for you, the biggest crypto headlines in plain English, so you can stay ahead of the curve. From Ripple's bold move in Europe to a surprising delay in US crypto laws, we're diving into why these stories matter and what they mean for your wallet. Plus, here's what's important. These changes are happening right now, and the decisions made today could impact the crypto prices and adoption tomorrow. And if you stay with me until the end, I've got a bonus for you, an exclusive sneak peek into a crypto group that's helping thousands navigate these wild markets. Plus, we will be heading over to X to find out all the breaking news that happened in the crypto world today. Plus, we will be heading over to X to find out all the breaking news that's happening in the crypto world today. We'll be heading over to 4X Factory and find out the red folder news that's coming up this week and what came out today. We're going to be deep diving into Ripple confirming its intention to pursue MiCA in EU. We'll dive deeper into this crypto bill delay, and we'll be jumping into the charts for XRP. We're going to be looking for the most important support and resistance levels. Plus, we'll be taking a look at long-term and short-term momentum waves and so much more in today's video. So if you're like most people where you don't have the opportunity to spend hours a day in the crypto news like we do for you on this channel every single day, make sure you subscribe right now. And if you are still feeling bullish about this current bull run, let me know by commenting 777 down below. So first things first, we're going to jump over to CoinMarketCap, check out the overall health of the crypto market today. We are currently at $3.72 trillion total market cap. It is down slightly 0.55% today.
Hey, what's up, my friend? Nick here. Quick heads up for all you smart investors watching this. If you love to see your crypto actually working for you, earning passive income every single day on your coins, we're putting together something really cool. On July 20th, we're running our first ever free online event challenge. It's called the Crypto Passive Cash Flow Challenge. And it's basically 3 days where you'll learn our DeFi strategies we use to safely earn passive yield on our coins 24/7, even while we sleep. And some people are doing crazy numbers with this strategy alone. And if you had some coins that you're just holding on to, you should join us and discover how to put them to work. We've never done anything like this publicly before, and we probably won't ever do it again. So it's completely free, but we might have to limit spots to keep the quality high and give everyone proper attention with the size of our YouTube channel, over 360,000 subscribers now. So if you want in, just click the link below this video, grab your spot while you can, and now back to the video.
$208 billion worth of trading volume. We also have a 68 on the fear and greed meter. Altcoin season index coming in at a 37 out of 100. So we are continuing to tick up on this, which is really exciting. Once we get into the 50 level, then we're starting to talk excitement, but 75 is the ultimate level we need to hit altcoin season. Now, what is holding us back is Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin dominance still standing strong at 62.9%. It is having a slight pullback, as you can see. Remember, at the end of June, we were all the way up at 64.5%. So we are starting to pull back here, which is great news. Bitcoin ETFs had a massive day yesterday, $297 million worth of inflows. But this is even more insane. Ethereum having $259 million worth of inflows, nearly equaling what Bitcoin did for a day. That does not happen often. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, Ethereum and Bitcoin ETF inflows and also outflows is a great way to read the volume of what is coming into the markets. Right now, you can see volume is definitely increasing to the upside for Ethereum and Bitcoin as well. Top 6 cryptos by total market cap. Number 1, Bitcoin at 117,800. Ethereum number 2 at 3143. XRP at number 3 at $2.92. Tether at number 4 at $1. BNB at number 5 at $691. And wrapping it up, Solana at number 6 at $164. Heading over to Forex Factory. What came out today? The red folder news that was the most important information was inflation. And we are up on inflation. So the consumer price index, which is a measurement of inflation that's going on right now, only up a tad. It was forecasted at 2.6%. We're sitting at 2.7. Last report came in at 2.4. So obviously all the talking heads on the news this morning were going crazy, talking about inflation is going way high. We need to be very, very careful. And as you remember, the reason this is important for us right now is we would love to see interest rates be pulled back by Jerome Powell. And we have some Jerome Powell news in today's video as well. When it comes to the CPI month over month, however, they were even and flat. But the year over year does come in a little hot, unfortunately, for the United States economy. So that was consumer price index. Tomorrow we have producer price index. So that news comes out at 5:30 in the morning. We'll keep an eye on that on Wednesday. And then on Thursday, the big news that we're really waiting for is the unemployment claims that'll be coming out at 5:30 a.m. Right now it's forecasted at 233. If it's less than that, very great news. If it's more than that, then the talking heads will go crazy and we might see a pullback in the crypto markets. All right, heading over to X. As you saw in the intro of the video, no more votes today, unfortunately. The U.S. House has officially indicated there will be no further vote on the Bitcoin and crypto bills today. This delay is shocking, given the momentum pressure from the White House and industry expectations. Now, what people are talking about on X right now is the fact that they were trying to slip in a potential backdoor deal in the Genius Act that would allow a CBDC to be created, a central bank digital currency. And as you all know, we are fighting against that tooth and nail. We don't want no backdoors. We don't want no slime deals. We don't want no nothing when it comes to CBDC. Now, as you all know, there is a standalone no CBDC bill that's out there right now. But this is so important that they had to also stop the Genius Act's vote and get this taken out of the bill and reassess it tomorrow. So as we see here, U.S. House delays voting on Bitcoin and crypto bills today to make sure the anti-CBDC bill is included. And this is great news for everyone. I know it was very disheartening to see that it got delayed, but we have to make sure we secure this properly for us for the future of crypto. So Eleanor Tourette also posting about this. Many of the House members who voted no today had concerns with the Genius Act possibly enabling a CBDC. However, there is language in the Genius bill that would explicitly prohibit the Fed from creating a retail CBDC. So as you see here, the Genius Act had no retail CBDC, but what if they had a private ledger CBDC? If you're an XRP Army member, you've heard of this private ledger scenario. Well, she says here, the section below says the bill shall not be construed as expanding the Fed's authority to offer services directly to the public, meaning it cannot authorize things like digital wallets, personal accounts, or anything that veers into CBDC territory. And today had so much high hopes. Even Donald Trump was out here tweeting, cheering us on and cheering on Congress to get it done. Happy Crypto Week. The House will soon vote on a tremendous bill to make America the undisputed #1 leader in digital assets. Nobody does it better. The Genius Act is going to put our great nation light years ahead of China, Europe, and others who are trying to endlessly catch up, but they just can't do it. Digital assets are the future, and we're leading by a lot. Get the first vote done this afternoon. All Republicans should vote yes. This is our moment. Digital assets, genius, clarity. It is all part of making America great again, bigger and better than ever before. We are leading the world and will work hard with the Senate and the House to get even more legislation passed. Well, some of the people in the House Even though they got the rah-rah from Mr. Trump here, they decided to take a step back for the American people. We'll see what happens tomorrow. And we do have an official approval of the New York Stock Exchange, ARCA, approving the ProShares Ultra XRP ETF. Now, this is a leveraged ETF, so we still do not have an official spot ETF, unfortunately, but this is positive news. More volume coming into the XRP. But a big deal today also for Ripple. Ripple announces its intent to obtain MiCA license to support EU expansion. So here's the website giving us the information here. Informantas Generales, Ripple Payments Europe SA, and their code number and their status. It is active, based out of the Luxembourg area. Trade and company register. A Ripple spokesperson said that the company intends to become MiCA compliant as it recognizes significant opportunity in the European market. The statement follows Ripple's registration for Ripple's Payments Europe SA in Luxembourg, as I showed you just a few minutes ago. On Tuesday, industry media outlet Ledger Insights reported that the company has applied for an electronic money institution license in Luxembourg. Ripple refused to confirm or deny the report, saying only that the firm does not have any updates to provide currently. In mid-May, crypto exchange Bitstamp also announced that they've obtained a crypto asset service provider license under MiCA from Luxembourg regulators. A similar license is held by Clearstream Banking, an institution involved in the European Central Bank's digital euro trial. So remember, the United States does not want a central bank digital currency, but EU wants one really bad. Another example is Standard & Chartered, one of the world's largest banks, which launched its cryptocurrency services in Europe after obtaining a digital asset license in Luxembourg in early January. And speaking of Standard & Chartered, this is just in as well. Standard & Chartered becomes the first global bank to offer institutional Bitcoin and Ethereum trading. So this is massive worldwide. Bitcoin and Ethereum trading is officially locked in. We do also have some positive Bitcoin news and strategy news here today. Strategy now holds 3% of all Bitcoin in circulation. And if you're not familiar, Michael Saylor just made another big Bitcoin purchase over the weekend. So as you can see here, their growth and strategy Bitcoin holdings in the thousands. We have 602,000 Bitcoin, and they do now have 3% of the total in circulation. Also, positive news for crypto. Ex-Goldman Sachs exec says regulation will unlock trillions and help the United States solve the deficit.
If this legislation passes and they have to be backed one-to-one with super safe assets, you're talking, I mean, what do you think the number is? Upwards of $3-4 trillion in demand for treasury bills over the next decade, possibly?
Yeah, I mean, obviously nobody knows, but I think smart people are using trillions as the sort of the ballpark around which they guess what the scale of adoption is going to be of stablecoins. I mean, think about it. Right now, all the payments that we do in the American economy operate under 20th century technology. So we're right on the verge of a payment revolution as a result of the Genius Act. The House will pass it tomorrow. The president will sign it into law probably on Friday. And then we'll see pretty rapid implementation. And for every issuance of a tokenized dollar, $1 will be held in reserves, typically in the form of U.S. Treasuries. So right now, stablecoin issuers around the world are the 16th largest holders of U.S. Treasuries. By some estimations, stablecoin issuers will become the largest holders of stablecoins, bigger than China, bigger than Japan. And I think that's critical at this point of high debt in the U.S. economy.
But it's so hilarious because by being the biggest holder of treasuries, they're facilitating the deficit. And then they turn around and go, you know, if you're worried about deficits, you should buy Bitcoin. And it's like perfectly served up. You know what I mean?
Well, it's a productivity boost, right? So what you want is not just wealth transfers. You don't want an economy that's static and stale. You want an economy that facilitates productivity growth. That's ultimately how you grow our way out of the deficits and the debt that we have. And so stable coins will be a huge efficiency gains. There's no reason at all, if I were to send you $1 on Venmo or on any other payment mechanism, I think it gets to you instantaneously, but it takes 3 days, 4 days, 5 days to get to you for no reason.
So exciting news there. As you heard too, stable coins will become the largest holders of treasury. So right now we're having a very scary scenario with the bonds and the interest on the bonds. They're starting to climb like crazy because nobody wants them. No other country wants to buy them. Well, once we pass the Stablecoin Act, they're going to be required to have dollar for dollar representation with a bond behind it. So if they're going to have trillions of liquidity, then the stablecoin companies are going to have to buy the bonds, which then brings those prices back down. And this is a circular motion, as you heard there. So very exciting times ahead. We may be getting ourselves out of financial debt through crypto. Whoever would have thought? GameStop has acquired 4,710 Bitcoin as a hedge against the macro uncertainty. And speaking of stable coins here, JPMorgan, the biggest crypto hater, the hater of all haters when it comes to Bitcoin for sure. But JPMorgan CEO Jamie Dimon says that the company will get involved with crypto stablecoins. Now, this is the gateway drug for a lot of people when it comes to crypto. They're dollar for dollar, easy in, easy out. But will they eventually also own crypto? Well, a lot of people already say that they own a ton of Bitcoin. He just lies and says he doesn't believe in it. But this is a big deal right here that they will be involved in stablecoins. And speaking of more stablecoins, as you can see, this has become the main talking point of all of crypto. Circle CEO says stablecoins now let people transact like messaging on WhatsApp. So you send a transaction, a text message, boom, it's there. Major institutions agree stablecoins are the future of the global money movement.
As the leading regulated stablecoin network in the world, we're I think in a really, we're in a great place to build on that. And this is a moment where it's been a long time since you've actually had an upgrade to the financial system, to the very nature of what electronic money is, and digital currency really represents that. And we're, as I like to say, still in the very early days of this. And so, we think about, just like Treasury Secretary Besson talks about trillions of dollars of stable coins in the coming years, major investment banks and others, looking at trillions of dollars of stable coins. We can imagine a world where, stablecoin money is the primary way that transactions happen on the internet. And that's what we're going after.
I think that is the message from your stock performance, right? That something transformational is happening. But can you just explain what the major use cases are for your stablecoin, USDC?
Yeah, so we operate a stablecoin network, and it's important to understand there's the actual digital money, like the USDC asset or the Euro stablecoin asset, but it's a network. And that network consists of thousands of products and services that have integrated to our network that provide utility. Those are wallets available to users, households, businesses in almost every country in the world. Those are financial services products that are built on blockchains that allow people to invest, to save, to lend, to borrow, and then an enormous amount of growth that we've been seeing in international transactions. I like to say, like, when's the last time you sent a cross-border email? It doesn't really register. Like, well, what are you even talking about? And we've talked about cross-border payments and the challenges. I think stablecoin money is for the first time creating a way for people to transact the same way that they message with WhatsApp, the same way that they use the internet for everything else, directly with people, instantly at virtually no cost. And so we're seeing these kinds of international transactions for businesses, for households, and then even within countries where people are finding they want to store their money in digital dollars.
Cynthia Loomis back at it, bashing Jay Powell, saying Jay Powell has repeatedly failed the American people and crippled America's competitive edge. It's time for actual leadership at the Fed. Chairman Powell must resign. Now, we also have Donald Trump saying Scott Bessent would be a great candidate to fill that spot. And there's words coming out that Jerome Powell may be getting the axe at the Federal Reserve. But when asked today about Scott Bessent taking that place, Trump said, it's difficult to say because of the fact that he's doing such a great job at the Treasury. So will he be leading the Fed and the Treasury possibly? Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. All right, so let's jump over to the charts for XRP. First and foremost, our short-term momentum waves have maxed out and continuing to ride the top, doing really well up here. Long-term momentum has been broken above the zero line, indicating bullish scenario since July 2nd. It did have to consolidate for a few more days before actually taking off to the upside. Now, yesterday had an interesting play. big downward move, but the bulls don't care, and they bought this thing all the way back up, which is nice. New candle officially kicked off. Now, what we talked about yesterday was some potential downside support levels. So downside support levels when I left you guys yesterday was right here at 287, 283, and then the ultimate one we couldn't lose was 279. Well, great news, we didn't lose that. Great news, that is not there. And great news, that one as well, because we have the body all the way up here now, which is very exciting. So looking ahead, what do we have? Well, we have a support level right here at $2.88, which was a pretty strong resistance for us for quite some time. We did break down below it, but recovered above it. We then have a resistance level coming up to us at the $3. Then we're going to have a 309 and then a 322. So those are short-term resistance levels that we'll be coming into. Then as we continue to blow through that, we will then have 350 and also 380. Now, some of you guys are talking about in the comment section, I saw that. Thank you so much for commenting, by the way. Leave lots of comments talking about $4 is not a high enough projection for XRP. And I completely agree. Over time, we will be going significantly higher. But in the meantime, I've got these levels already staged out for us all the way up to $5.50. And remember, these are coming to us from historic marks. This is from the actual weekly spider lines for XRP, and they've been spot on along the way as far as finding support and resistance for us. So very exciting. In fact, one of the support and resistance line was the ultimate breakout and retest line, as we can see down here. Once it broke above this one, boom, retested off it and shot to the moon. Isn't it crazy to think that just a few short months ago, November 4th, 2024, we were at 50 cents, and now we are breaking $3. Very exciting times ahead for sure. Can't wait for us to break above this spider line here of 350, taking out that all-time high of $3.40 for XRP. Now, another very interesting scenario is playing out. I'm going to go ahead and delete all of these drawings here. This is the Bitcoin XRP, the XRP Bitcoin chart. We're on the daily. So let's go ahead and find some support and resistance levels on this right here. So we're going to use our supply and demand zones. As you know, we use the Heikin-Ashi candles, and then we look for highs before a drop, the final candle of the high before the drop. So we are going to find our rectangular tool here. So it's going to be this candle here. And as you can see, we're in that. So we break out of that level, then we'll have this candle here. And this one's going to be an overlapper. Is that where we're sitting at right now? That needs to go down a little more right there. Yeah, so let's go ahead and get rid of this one because we've already breached that one. And as you can see, we're in this zone here. All right, and then above that, we're going to be going up to this level here. Final candle before the drop. So the rise up, but the final candle before the drop is there. And then let's go ahead and get the most recent high. And this is the high from January 17th, 2025. Now, there's a significant higher high in the past, but as you can see, this is a very key level. Price came down, broke into it, and then failed. So right now, we do need to break through this level, turn it instead of a resistance into a support. And that comes to us at quad 02645. Then our next level of resistance is going to be quad 02823. And that's number of Bitcoin to XRP. And what we'll do is we'll zoom out even farther, and we're going to be taking a look here at the weekly charts. So as we take a look at these charts here, this right here would be our area of our most recent high. So we're going to use that candle in this section here. We're going to go ahead and use our rectangle tool on the final candle, but with the all-time high or the recent high of the zone there. So we'll use this as the weekly charts. Let's get these smaller time frames out of here because we're in this zone. We're literally right there. So we are going to be running into a pretty significant resistance level here within the next couple of days. Because what's happening right now is the fact that Bitcoin is still continuing to climb. It's actually having a small pullback right now. Someone did sell $1 billion worth of Bitcoin, but XRP is continuing to pump. So XRP is performing a tad bit better over the last couple of weeks than Bitcoin. But we have a level that, as we can see here, when price gets here, it rejects. It got in here a little bit and then it rejected. Remember, this was back in December and then of course in the beginning of January into February, but then we fell. So right now we are surging. We do need to break above this level right here, get into that big box. That's a quad 02587. Now we have been talking, if you were watching Nick's video yesterday, you saw him talk about breaking into these high levels back from the 2017 surge to the upside. And when you take a look at this, we have, let's go ahead and box this candle off for ourselves right here. That's the last green candle before this down move. And if we look at how far away from this we are, we'll go ahead and get our percentage candles. Like, look at this, just getting into that box. That right there against Bitcoin would be a 400% move. So that would be a significant move against the dollar. And what's really exciting when we take a look at the charts right now, take a look at this. Our long-term bullish momentum came all the way down and retested this level, the zero line. It actually flipped red for just a moment. Now it's broken back up because of our last couple of weeks. Our short-term momentum, the green line, is definitely climbing for us very significantly and consistently, very positive. And even our midterm line is starting to really make that push to the upside. So significant amounts of opportunity here, because when we look at XRP versus the dollar, look at the green line already started climbing and the white line came along with it. And look at how strong this move has been. So we have 4 days, 23 hours left in this weekly candle. There's a couple of little spots here that need to be broken through. We have plenty of room to make this move. We just had a hidden bullish divergence on our Wolfpack indicator 2 weeks ago. So we can see this surge for sure. Like I said, getting us into these levels of 350 and then of course the 387 level. But this is going to be a super push to the next level up here, about 543. Now, will this happen this week? There's a possibility of this week definitely getting back to previous all-time highs. But with that, the new resistance line has grown. As you can see, it's on a trajected angle. So it would be a new all-time high in the $3.55 range.
Hey, bull runners, check this out. If you want to learn how to find the next 10x, 50x, or even 100x altcoin in this video, listen to this. Our research team posted GOAT on the 13th of October of 2024 when it was right at a penny, and since then it rallied to over $1 and is currently still up over 5,000%. That's like turning $1,000 into over $50,000. Our team called Pendle at only a $16 million market cap, or 16 cents, back on February 18th of 2023, all the way back here, and since then it's rallied up over 4,000%. That's a 40x. It's like turning $1,000 into over $40,000. Our team also called BitTensor Tau September 15th, 2022, before the token was ever even launched. And since then, Tau has rallied over 2,000%. That's a 20x. Our team even said Solana is most likely to be one of the easiest trades next year, and this was posted December 29th, 2022, on the day that Solana bottomed out at around $8. And since then, Solana looks like it's up over 2,500%. That's a 25x. It's like turning $1,000 into over $25,000. And the bull run is just getting started. The list goes on and on and on. Our team called Sui, Ondo, and even some of the biggest cult-based meme coins like MOG back in July 20th of 2023, the day that MOG launched. So if you want to learn how our team is finding these altcoins before they explode, we just launched Altcoin Pro University, where our research team gives you real-time altcoin picks with explosive potential for this bull run, along with 100+ expert curated classes crafted by industry experts to discover these gems yourself, on top of our live weekly calls every single week for in-depth crypto market analysis and daily updates. And that's just a fraction of what we offer inside of Altcoin Pro University. Just go through the link in the description below, get in right now, watch the 26-minute video covering everything that Altcoin Pro University offers,